started the Softmashine project actually in response to a program by Well in London, where I'm living in London that time in 2011. There's a program called Out of Asia, the Future of Contemporary Dance. So I went to see a lot of the performance, and somehow I feel that there's always, on a very superficial level, how we look at Asia, not just Europe or Asia, but as you said, at the other. So then I decided maybe I should start researching about what's happening in Asia, because since the attention is looking at Asia. So when I started, I realized there's no way to go in because there's 48 countries in Asia. And I actually only been to 5, but I met over 80 dance makers to have encounter, conversation with them in a way for me to find out or survey. So through that is almost like collecting all these voices. And from there, then I met Surdzit and Рианто, and there's actually 2 more pieces, the Japanese and the Chinese pieces. So today we're going to show 2 other pieces. So in a way, the starting point is a response to this exoticism, or I term it the persistence of exoticism. Yeah. I think when I started out, I didn't know what I'm going to make actually. I mean, I'm trained as a video artist, but I studied design in London. But I always like to look at dance, or a keen observer at dance. So, and actually for us, we actually all met together in Bangalore in Atakalari. They organized a residency for 2 months. So that's where I met 2 of them. So I think in a way, maybe the subconscious mind is I'm always trying to be a dancer or choreographer, but I'm not very good at it. So I try to work with dancer in that way. But in a way, it's really how I want, or how the narrative of the story needs to be told, somehow determine the medium or the presentation. Because there are like documentaries, exhibition as well, with the interviews and also with their biographic documentary, which are longer. So in the performance, we selected parts from the documentary to go with the live. Because whatever you can see live, you don't need the video, right?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Рианто. Yeah, actually, the traditional body can be anything in the contemporary, because my body training actually from the folk dance in Banyumas. We call Lengger. The Lengger is actually is a male dancer doing dance as a female, but actually it's for ritual, for fertility of the rice, and then for the before. But now it's changing to be the player is a female. So from that point, my body have a lot of memory. It's like I'm doing folk dance, and then the training with the Japanese solo style, Jogja style, Balinese, Sumatra, and then because Indonesia is many different islands and many different languages, also the culture also is a lot. So it's about more than 1,000 language, and from that library in my body, so I try to collect all the data to explore everything in my body to be something sign, or like, because actually from that traditional body I can entrance to the many things, to the like a contemporary or modern or something, but actually still it's rasa of the traditional is still there. So it's very important for me when I do contemporary, also using the traditional rasa. Also, it's like a collaboration inside of the body. Yeah.
For me, it's very different because you know you also already saw that I start my dance career when I was 24. So I'm really not training traditional dance, but I did it because I really wanted to learn it because I need to have some basic knowledge. So I went back. and I left 2008. 2008 and 2009. I already left because I tried my best. I really wanted to be a dancer, like a Rianto, let's say. But as I already, very late, and 24 could be a professional dancer for classical dance, and for me it was too late. So I left my somehow my traditional background for my body, but of course there is a technique. Of course I learned a little bit and basic knowledge for more than 5 years. But after I did some, this dance therapy that I mentioned even in the performance, then I found very interesting that, the communication of body language is more interesting to communicate even without the verbal, or because if I want to communicate with other people, I cannot show my mudra because it's only for me, it's only for India culture. But if you use the human movement, like say, okay, come, it's very simple, it's a universal language. So I was working with the victim, in the Kolkata for around 3 months, and I was very triggered with that because I don't know their language and they don't know the language. And I was also doing the workshop for the physical challenging people who really don't understand it, but it was quite challenging for me, and I found very interesting because we don't know each other and we don't know what language we are talking, but only movement could symbolize, and it was a great emotion to me. That's why I left my, then after that I went back and I start my one voice. Then from that time I realized myself, instead of trying to be a good dancer, why don't I try to be a good person to do my own thing honestly. I found that being honest is very peaceful and very nice thing, even in your life. That is why even when I dance, I don't have this technique form, but I really try to have the intense what I'm doing with my body. That is what right now I'm also with my body. Yeah.
How to combine with the rasa, and but in the contemporary, I don't think about the first. I don't think about the rasa, because in my concept of the contemporary is kind of like just where the movement coming from to the from the body is from the brain or from the something the little muscle, because I am doing research a lot about the spiritual and then the body trance, something like this, and then on and off, feminine and masculine. It's not about the character of the male or female. So, but in the traditional, when I doing the male character, I have to be like really in the character, and then in the female also I have to be like more feminine, and then like that for me is like have the body sometimes is stuck, have a limitation, but that is good for me for to get the reference to the body also, and then to the because until now when I learning traditional, it's still a lot of thinking. It's difficult to get the rasa because I'm not like a clono in the red mask. I'm not a really clono because this character is already there. So I will become myself. Actually in the dance also it's not really traditional, but it's the kind of explorer of my body. So it's that is rasa for me. It's like it's coming out. It's sudden. It's not make it like happy, like or like angry, or like when for example when I'm angry, like really angry like this, but it's make it. It's not like coming from the something inside. How to what is the angry thing in, very deeply? What is can the explore for the body? So I'm doing more about that in the contemporary and with my body, the traditional body. Maybe that's
yeah, I mean for this piece, the contemporary for the Softmashina is to be exclusive. I mean, we use the old Indian style and anyway. But for me, when I work for a contemporary dance, it really means for a universal language, because I also talk very, Manipur is a conflict zone, and it was an independent country in 1949. It's been in India, so that kind of lot of issue also. And now, even now, we call ASPA. ASPA means that is the egg is ruled by British, is given to India. It means that when the army is suspicion or anything, they can kill anyone and they can arrest anytime. So that is the situation in Manipur. So I work this kind of idea, let's say, about the one voice, is also about the torture and victim, but this is also very universal, because everyone, even the army, let's say, even the police or military, they are doing their job for their life. They are not doing just to enjoy to kill the people, because they also order from someone, because they have no choice, because they have to survive their life and to have bread for a day. So that's what I came on my mind. Then I created my one voice. Then after that I created, it's called Nerve, which is very connected to indigenous people, because Manipur, we have 39 tribes and everyone speaks their own language, and then everyone have their own dress. So it's a small state, but a very lot of variety ethnic tribe. So, but what happening is because of the authorities and development of the state, so they try to buy a lot of property in the name of the development. So what happened is, because most of the intellectual people are very poor and they don't have a very sufficient money, and also they have a difficulty to communicate because they have no good education. That's why they took advantage by the authorities, and they try to, paperwork. If you have a paperwork properly, you can do anything in this world. If you cannot write, you cannot do anything. This is kind of, situation now happening. It's not even in Manipur, it's happening all over the world. That's why I took out this kind of conceptual idea to bring out to the performance, to show out the frustration of this life of the indigenous people in the world. And then I also, after many people started, okay, why Surdzit is talking only for political, political could be anything, yeah. Then I start to talk about, okay, now let's talk about the lemon. So I talk about the fruit. So it doesn't mean any character. I mean, there is of course character, because lemon is also one of the life. So I forgot everything about the political and everything. Then I really like, because the lemon is very common, it's sour, everybody know, and the taste and everything. So I took this idea and making this, this kind of the character of lemon to express the, we deeply went inside to the east part of the lemon and what is the taste, and if you put in the eyes, how it react, and if you put chewing, how how big the lemon, how you can move, got a lot of expression. Then only I started to explore the movement, the vocabulary, so-called contemporary dance for me. Yeah, that's what I work, and yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking to be like. Contemporary for me is to be more universal. Even if I talk myself, because as a human, you also have a heart and blood and everything. I think only the border is the colors, and then the language. Others are same.